I told them you weren't dead, Maggie whispered into the baby monitor. I told them you're just lost. I'll find you. I swear I will. Maggie Doyle hadn't slept in 3 nights. Not properly, anyway. The old rental house in Bloomfield, Indiana, creaked with every shift in the wind. She'd moved in just 2 weeks ago. Cheap, barely furnished, with a broken porch light and a pool that had been drained long before she got there. The pool. Her daughter Emily had drowned in a pool just like it. Not this one. A different house. A different summer. A different version of Maggie. But the nightmares didn't care about addresses. At 3:12 a.m. the baby monitor she kept "Don't ask why, just don't" crackled to life. A sound like static, then a whisper. "Mommy." Maggie froze. Her breath caught in her chest. The monitor sat on the nightstand, untouched, its battery half dead. Emily's voice, soft and broken, floated through it like a memory dressed in white noise. "Why did you leave me there?" She leapt out of bed, heart pounding. She tore through the house, checked every door, every window, the backyard. Nothing. The pool outside was empty, covered in dust and leaves. Still, Maggie stared into it like it was a grave. She tried to tell herself she was imagining it. Just a dream, a cruel trick of exhaustion. But the next morning there it was on her front porch. A piece of notebook paper, folded, weathered. A child's drawing in red crayon. A house, a pool, a woman standing alone, and a girl, floating. The handwriting at the bottom wasn't hers. It wasn't Emily's, but it said one thing: "You forgot me." Maggie's hands shook as she gripped the paper. She hadn't spoken to her ex-husband in months, but she called him anyway. "I think someone's messing with me," she said. "It's just grief, Maggie," he replied flatly. "You're seeing what you need to see." But that voice wasn't in her head. Later that night, the baby monitor lit up again. This time there were footsteps, tiny ones, splashing sounds, a girl's laugh, and then a scream. Maggie ran to the backyard. Nothing but the bottom of the empty pool. It was wet, soaking, and in the dirt where no one had walked in years were footprints the size of a child's. Maggie didn't go back inside that night. She sat on the porch until the sun rose, clutching the baby monitor like it was a lifeline. Somewhere inside it, her daughter whispered again, "Come find me, Mommy. Please." "The drawings aren't mine," Maggie said. "I swear Emily used to draw the exact same thing. Same face, same house, same eyes." Narration-based script. By the fourth night, Maggie was afraid to fall asleep. She kept all the lights on, every door locked. The baby monitor stayed on her pillow, glowing faint green in the darkness, like some kind of haunted nightlight. That morning she found 3 more drawings in the mailbox. One was of a woman sinking in water, another was a house on fire, but the third one chilled her to the bone. It was Maggie, sitting on the porch, holding the baby monitor, and standing behind her was a shadow with long claw-like fingers. She called her ex-husband again. "I need you to come see this. You need help," he snapped. "Real help, therapy, medication, whatever it takes, Maggie." "But this, you're spiraling." Spiraling, that's what they always said. Even after the funeral, when Maggie told people Emily's eyes were still open in the casket, they said she was spiraling. When she insisted the girl in the pool didn't look like Emily. Not really. Not the same smile or shoulders. They said it was grief, but they didn't see the way the lights flickered every time she cried, or how the old swing in the backyard moved even on windless nights. That same day a woman knocked on her door. Ruth Ann, the neighbor from across the street. Mid-60s, kind eyes, but a stare that lingered too long. "You moved into the Doyle place, didn't you?" she asked. Maggie blinked. "I'm Maggie Doyle." The woman paled. "Oh." After a pause, Ruth said, "Your daughter's drawings, the ones taped on your window last night. You might want to burn those." "What?" Maggie whispered. "She's still angry, sweetheart. She never left that pool. None of them ever did." And with that, Ruth turned and walked away like she hadn't just dropped a live grenade on Maggie's front lawn. Later that evening, Maggie climbed into the attic, desperate to find anything. Rats, squatters, some rational explanation. Instead she found a box. Inside were dozens of folded drawings, yellowed with age, water damaged, all signed in the same shaky crayon handwriting. Ed. Emily Doyle, drawings of water, fire, shadows, and over again a face. Not Maggie's, not Emily's. A woman with hollow eyes and an open mouth, screaming. Behind her in one sketch was the pool, only this time it was full of faces. That night, the baby monitor didn't whisper, it screamed, one word, over and over, run. Maggie didn't sleep. She sat by the window with the box of drawings, shaking, watching the pool shimmer in the moonlight. Maggie, you never left that pool, Ruth whispered. You just think you did. But your daughter, your house, all of this, it's part of what's keeping you here. By now Maggie wasn't eating, wasn't showering. Her hands were stained with charcoal and dust from the attic. The drawings, she couldn't throw them away. She tried, the fire wouldn't catch. The box sat in the corner of her bedroom like a living thing. Breathe. The baby monitor buzzed constantly now. Sometimes it played lullabies she never remembered setting. Other times it echoed with the exact scream Emily made the day she drowned. It wasn't grief, it wasn't imagination, it was something worse. That afternoon, Maggie broke into the pool's maintenance shed. The lock was rusted shut, but she hammered it off like a woman possessed. Inside, among the broken equipment and old tools, was an old security monitor, dust-covered, but still plugged in. She hit play. The footage was grainy, dates stamped the day of the accident. Emily running, laughing, Maggie chasing, the sun so bright it blurred their faces. But then, a jump in the feed. Suddenly Maggie was standing at the edge of the pool, Emily floating, and beside them, another Maggie. Same clothes, same face. The real Maggie gasped. The footage glitched. In the next frame both Emilys were gone, and only one Maggie stood at the pool's edge screaming silently, hands over her ears. Ruth appeared in the doorway. I tried to warn you, she said softly. What is this? Maggie asked, tears pouring. You drowned, sweetheart, Ruth said, stepping forward. The day she did, you were revived. But only part of you came back. Maggie staggered back. No, she whispered. No, I left the hospital. I moved here. I have a phone bill, grocery, neighbors. Sweetie, Ruth said gently, you moved into your old house. No one's lived here for years. Not since the accident. The room tilted. The air grew thick. Maggie ran home, threw open the fridge, empty, flipped the light switch. Nothing. Checked her phone. No signal, no battery, no record. The baby monitor blared again. One final message. Come home, mommy. Maggie stepped out to the backyard. Barefoot, the pool was full now, full of water, full of faces. Emily stood at the edge in a white sundress, hand extended. Maggie took a breath and stepped in. The water closed over her like a mother's embrace. Cut to black, a faint sound lingers. The baby monitor crackled.